We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
From the 24 now, here's his 2nd and 9.
Here's Jackson. A short one here, caught by McBride. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Texans will take over.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Now Warren.
And his throw here is incomplete. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. You look at this Colt defense.
And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
The Texans sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
3rd and 8.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Warren going to pass it. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
The Colts offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, this defense for the Texans very strong in that victory a week ago.
It's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Throwing is Jackson.
That's complete to Traylon Burks.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And now third down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
To throw is Jackson.
That one's taken in by Spears.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Here's Warren to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 8.
Off the play fake. Warren, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Colts pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you, all right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 39-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Back to throw. Warren over the middle. He'll get it to Harrison. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Colts offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Colts on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Jackson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action. It's Jackson.
Able to get this one to McBride.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And they get him down right near the midfield stripe.
Here's 2nd and 3.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Over the middle, it's complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
From the gun, Jackson.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Out quickly to Judy.
That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another 1st down on the pickup of 5 yards.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down at the 31.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Jackson now.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
It's Gervon Dexter who got in to drop him.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Now Jackson. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Jackson. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Jerry Jeudy.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Colts are able to add on to that lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That'll give them 8 that time. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Down the sideline he goes. Inside the 10.
And he gets it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
They'll run with Hall.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. Looking to throw. Warren. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
there to make the grab.
And the Texans are back within a score.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Over the middle into the hands of Burks.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now it's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Now it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. Here's Jack Fox now.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
The Texans offense and Marvin Harrison Jr. headed onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down. Back to throw. Warren looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harrison. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Warren.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun. Warren. And a quick throw here. That's complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From the 38, Warren
got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 42. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains.
This is caught at the 20.
And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20.
So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. Jaden Daniels leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Drake London, a touchdown catch in the victory. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll give to Hall. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. In motion, the tight end. From just shy of midfield, Warren. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilkins. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 37. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They'll send a tight end in motion right. They'll look to throw here on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now Warren. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Warren going to pass it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now Ryland for the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17 to 10. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The visitors' offense and their running back, Isaiah Pacheco, getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from drawing level.
And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Texans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
And this defense not giving him anything there, maybe a yard up to the 36. Off play action, Warren. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Operating from the gun.
Warren, pass complete there to Harrison.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Harrison Jr. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. To throw again on second down. Warren over the middle. He's got Myers.
And the Texans are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. They'll look to run with Hall.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Breece Hall
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Texans have taken the lead.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Second down and a yard.
They go play action with Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Milton Williams in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. They go play action now. Jackson under pressure, and they got to him again.
Logan Hall fighting through and dropping him for the sack.
The Colts send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fights him off.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Here's Warren to throw. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake. Warren.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Warren.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Off play action. Warren. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. He finds his man complete. That's Wilkins. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Operating from the gun. Warren.
It's Myers again with another catch.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 2nd down and goal. Warren. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Texans could be on their way to a 5-2 start as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And the lead now up to 14.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Indy set to go on offense once more. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Jackson from the shotgun. A short one here, caught by McBride. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. A give to Pacheco off the option. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Jackson now. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Colts send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Throwing on 2nd down, Warren, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilkins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 2. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. They'll run with Hall. And this will be a Texans 1st down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. And the Texans 1st down.
Off the play fake. Warren. That's to his tight end all. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
In motion left goes a tight end.
38-yard line.
from the 38. Warren. That caught by Trimble. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for the Texans. First down.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
Gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll go again with Hall.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Warren. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And that is how you do it, my friends. This will be spotted out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick.
And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line.
But such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
One more time with Hall.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it here with Hall.
It looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On 4th down,
Warren.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand.
This is 1st and 10. Jackson gets it to Burks.
Breaks a tackle. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Now Jackson. He's got McBride.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Here's Jackson.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Jackson.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
One last shot for Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Yeah, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just